The reigning champion Celtics might be even better heading into the 2025 NBA season. First off, we got to look at the new additions. One of the more underrated additions for any team around the whole league, the Celtics adding Lonnie Walker. Walker has been super underrated throughout his career, especially with his scoring ability and athleticism. He's been in the NBA for 6 years and has really made a name for himself as a multi-level scorer. That's exactly the type of player Boston could use. Walker's experience gives him an edge. He's played in 322 NBA games and started in 88 of them. That's a lot of valuable time on the court. He's also averaging almost 10 points per game, which isn't easy when you're not a primary option on every team you've been on. What makes Walker special is his versatility. He's a player who can score from almost anywhere. He's shot nearly 36% from beyond the arc, and his ability to create his own shot makes him a serious offensive threat. He's shown that, given the opportunity, he can put points on the board. That's something Boston can capitalize on, especially as they look for added depth and scoring punch next season. His time with the Lakers really showed what Walker can bring when he's in a groove. He signed with them for 1 year and played some great basketball at the beginning of the season, averaging almost 15 points per game. That's huge. When you think about how the Celtics are built around their stars like Tatum and Brown, having a guy like Walker who can come off the bench and score efficiently is a big deal. His shooting was impressive, hitting almost 39% from three-point range. That's the type of floor spacing Boston will love, especially with how much they rely on perimeter scoring. Walker had some setbacks last season with knee tendonitis, which caused him to miss 14 games, but he came back strong. Even though his role shifted when the Lakers added more talent, he never lost his touch. His ability to stay ready and make an impact when called upon says a lot about his mentality and professionalism. That's the type of player any team wants, especially a team like Boston that's always in the hunt for a championship. And let's not forget his playoff performance. That's where you really see what a player's made of. In Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Warriors, Walker came in clutch. He scored all 15 of his points in the fourth quarter to help the Lakers win a nail-biter. That's the kind of pressure basketball that separates good players from great ones. Imagine Walker doing that for the Celtics in key moments. Boston has had its share of close games in the playoffs, and a player like Walker, who's fearless in crunch time, could be exactly what they need to get over the hump. Walker may not be a superstar, but he's got the potential to be a game changer. If he makes the final roster, I can see him becoming a key role player for Boston. His athleticism, scoring ability, and proven track record in high-pressure moments make him a perfect fit for a team with championship aspirations. Keep an eye on Walker. He could be one of the Celtics' secret weapons next season. And besides Walker, though, there's also one more guy the Celtics are giving a second opportunity to, and that's Jay Scrubb. Scrubb could be a really intriguing option for the Celtics this upcoming season, especially if he makes that final roster. He's had a bit of a bumpy ride with injuries, but now that he's fully cleared from his ACL tear, he's ready to go. At just 24 years old, Scrubb still has plenty of untapped potential, and that could make all the difference for Boston. He's already shown flashes of what he can do. Scrubb played for Boston's Summer League team last year before getting hurt, and he was putting up solid numbers. He averaged over 14 points a game, shooting over 46% from the field and 40% from three-point range. That kind of efficiency is exactly what the Celtics could use off the bench. His shooting touch could really help spread the floor, especially with how reliant Boston is on outside shooting. But it's not just about the numbers. Scrubb has that scoring mentality. He's the type of player who can create his own shot and get buckets when the team needs them. Whether it's hitting those deep threes or attacking the basket, he's versatile enough to score in different ways. And when you look at Boston's bench, adding a guy who's hungry to prove himself like Scrubb can really give them some extra firepower. His experience in the league is another plus. Sure, he's only played in 24 NBA games over his first 3 seasons, but he's been around. He spent time with the Clippers and Magic, and more importantly, their GLeague affiliates. That GLeague experience can't be overlooked. It's where a lot of young players hone their skills and prove they're ready for the big stage. Scrubb's been through that grind, and now he's coming into the Celtics camp with something to prove. He's no stranger to competing for a spot, and that kind of drive could make him stand out. One of the biggest factors in his favor is his size and athleticism. At 6'5", Scrubb has the build to be a solid defender on the wing, which is something Boston values. If he can show that he's capable of being a two-way player, it'll only increase his chances of sticking around. The Celtics are known for their defense, and Scrubb's ability to guard multiple positions could fit right into that system. Now, even though the Celtics' two-way slots are already filled, stranger things have happened in training camp. And if Scrubb keeps playing the way he did in the Summer League, he's going to make a strong case for himself. By the way, if you guys enjoy these kinds of deep dives, I'm going to be posting every day during the upcoming NBA season, so I genuinely appreciate if you'd subscribe. Thanks. But anyways, overall, I think Scrubb is a low-risk, high-reward player for Boston. He's young, he's hungry, and he's got the talent to make an impact. If he makes that final roster, don't be surprised if he becomes a key contributor off the bench next season. But that was really all the major additions the Celtics made this offseason. And coming off a championship, it's easy to see why the Celtics would get even better. Let's start with Tatum. Tatum just had an incredible season, leading the Celtics to their first championship in years and securing his place among the NBA's elite. But what's even more exciting is that Tatum can get even better next season. Yeah, that's right. Tatum has room to grow, and I'm confident he'll take his game to an even higher level. First off, Tatum's already made history by becoming the youngest Celtic to reach 10,000 career points. That's a massive milestone, and he did it at just 25 years old. The guy is already breaking records, and he's only getting started. But what really stands out is his consistency. He had some huge games last season, like when he dropped 45 points with 13 rebounds and 6 assists in an overtime loss to the Hornets. And let's not forget, he's now a 5-time All-Star and has been a starter 2 years in a row. Tatum's not just a star, he's one of the best in the league. One area where Tatum can still improve is his playmaking. Don't get me wrong, he's already a great scorer, but we've seen flashes of him becoming a better passer, especially in crucial games. In the playoffs, he had his first career playoff triple-double in Game 1 against the Miami Heat with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. If Tatum can consistently make plays for his teammates while maintaining his scoring output, he'll be even more dangerous. He's shown he can do it, so why not expect more of that next season? Another thing that's worth mentioning is his defense. Tatum's already a solid defender, but he can take it to another level. His size and athleticism give him the tools to guard multiple positions. And if he really locks in on that end, he could be one of the best two-way players in the league. Imagine Tatum not only putting up 30 points a game, but also locking down the opposing team's best player. That's scary. What I love about Tatum is his ability to rise to the occasion. He's had so many clutch performances in the playoffs, like when he scored 36 points in back-to-back games during the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. And he didn't stop there. In the finals, he had some monster performances, including 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists in Game 3, and 31 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds in the championship-clinching Game 5. When the stakes are high, Tatum shows up. And next season, I expect him to continue being the guy Boston can rely on in big moments. Another key to Tatum's growth is his leadership. He's not just a young star anymore. He's a champion and the face of the Celtics. He's earned the respect of his teammates and the league. And now, with that massive 5-year, $314 million contract extension, he's also the highest paid player in NBA history. That puts him in a unique position where he'll need to step up as a leader even more. The Celtics are Tatum's team now, and how he leads them will be crucial. But if his leadership evolves the way his game has, there's no doubt he'll excel. Let's talk about his shooting. Tatum's already a deadly scorer, but his ability to hit threes at a high clip can still improve. He's only getting better as a shooter, but if he gets even more efficient from deep, especially with how the NBA is moving towards perimeter play, he could put up even scarier numbers. He already became just the 3rd Celtic to hit 1,000 career threes last season, joining legends like Paul Pierce. Tatum knows how important shooting is in today's game, and I'm sure he'll continue working on that part of his game. Finally, let's not forget that Tatum's just getting into his prime. He's 25, still young by NBA standards, and already accomplished so much, but the best players always find ways to get better. Whether it's improving his efficiency, adding new moves to his offensive arsenal, or stepping up as a leader, Tatum's in a perfect position to take his game to a new level. And after leading the Celtics to a championship, he's got the confidence and experience to make it happen. Next season, expect Tatum to elevate his game even more. He's already one of the best, but with the potential to be even better. And I think the same can be said about Brown. Brown's 2024 season was nothing short of spectacular. He secured his first NBA championship, earned Finals MVP, and signed a record-breaking $304 million contract. But here's the thing, he can get even better next season. The championship was huge, but the potential for growth is undeniable. First, let's talk about his confidence. Brown called the 2024 season the best of his career, and I don't blame him. Averaging close to 30 points in the Eastern Conference Finals while shooting over 50% from the field, that's elite. And let's not forget, he was named the MVP of that series. He was the guy leading the Celtics alongside Tatum, and his ability to show up in big moments, like that clutch three-pointer in Game 1 against the Pacers, proves he thrives under pressure. But imagine what that confidence can do for him next season. Brown's already got the killer mentality, but with the championship under his belt, he can take that to another level. He'll have that hunger to prove he's more than just a finals MVP. He can be a regular season MVP contender too. Speaking of his finals performance, Brown's defense was key to shutting down Luka Doncic. I mean, guarding Luka isn't an easy task, but Brown embraced it and showed how valuable he is on both sides of the court. His ability to be the primary defender on one of the NBA's most dangerous players while still averaging over 20 points a game is just ridiculous. But here's where he can take it up a notch: his playmaking. We saw glimpses of his playmaking abilities, like that playoff career-high 8 assists in Game 3 of the Finals. He's shown that he can facilitate for his teammates, and if he becomes a consistent playmaker, defenses won't know what to do with him. Imagine Brown developing into an even better passer next season. He'll be unstoppable. Another area where Brown can elevate his game is his three-point shooting. Don't get me wrong, he's already solid from deep, but consistency from beyond the arc is going to be a big factor in his growth. Brown shot 37% from three during the Eastern Conference Finals, which is good, but there's room for improvement. If he can get that number up into the low 40s next season, defenses will be forced to respect his shot even more, and that's when he becomes even more dangerous. When defenders are closing out on him, he'll have the space to blow by them and get to the rim, where he's already a monster. Let's also talk about his rebounding. Brown grabbed 8 boards in Game 3 of the Finals, and while that's impressive, I think he's got the potential to be even more dominant on the glass. He's athletic, strong, and has a high basketball IQ, which means he can grab more rebounds if he focuses on positioning and timing. In the modern NBA, wings who can crash the boards are invaluable, and Brown can definitely become one of the best rebounding wings in the league. Imagine him snagging double-digit rebounds consistently while also putting up 20-plus points a night. He'd be in the MVP conversation for sure. Now, leadership. Brown has always been a great leader off the court, especially with his activism and speaking out on important issues. But on the court, he's evolving into a true leader too. Last season, he took on a bigger leadership role with the Celtics, especially when it came to mentoring the younger guys and keeping the team focused during tough stretch. Winning the Finals MVP is just going to boost his leadership confidence even more. He'll have the respect of his teammates and the league. Next season, I expect to see Brown stepping up as a vocal leader on the court, guiding the Celtics to even more success. Leadership is one of those intangibles that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but it's so crucial for a team's success. And Brown has it. Brown's work ethic is another reason I'm so excited to see how he'll improve next season. He's known for putting in the work during the offseason, and with that massive contract extension, you know he's going to be grinding even harder to prove he's worth every penny. He's got the tools: athleticism, shooting, defense, playmaking, and he's only 27. His prime is just beginning, and I fully expect him to add new dimensions to his game, whether that's improving his handles, becoming a better passer, or refining his post game. Brown's going to come back stronger next season. Finally, I can't overlook the chemistry between Brown and Tatum. Those two are one of the most dynamic duos in the NBA, and they're only getting better. They've already surpassed Larry Bird and Kevin McHale for the most 25-plus point games as a duo in Celtics playoff history. Their connection on the court is undeniable, and next season, that chemistry is going to be even scarier for opposing teams. If Brown continues to improve alongside Tatum, there's no reason why they can't win another championship. To sum it all up, Brown is already a beast, but there's still so much room for him to grow. From his playmaking and rebounding to his leadership and three-point shooting, Brown's got the potential to take his game to an even higher level. Next season is going to be special. But when talking about the Celtics, we can't just talk about them two. The Celtics are stacked as a whole. What about KP? KP had an incredible season last year, and his impact on the Boston Celtics was undeniable. From the moment he debuted with the team, it was clear that he was going to be a key piece in their success. In his first game with the Celtics, KP lit up Madison Square Garden with a historic performance, dropping 30 points, grabbing 8 rebounds, and blocking 4 shots. He He even set the record for the most points scored in a debut for the Celtics, which is pretty wild, considering the legendary players who have worn that jersey. KP didn't stop there. He kept putting up huge numbers all season long. One of his standout games came on December 28th, when he went off for 35 points and 8 rebounds in an overtime win against the Detroit Pistons. It was one of those performances where he just couldn't be stopped. He was hitting shots from all over the court, dominating inside the paint, and protecting the rim with those monster blocks. He even earned Eastern Conference Player of the Week honors during the penultimate week of the regular season, proving that he was one of the best big men in the league. What makes KP so special is his versatility. At 7'3", he's an elite shot blocker and rim protector, but he's also a legit scoring threat from beyond the arc. Not many big men in the NBA can do what he does on both ends of the floor. He's got the ability to stretch the defense with his shooting, while also being a force in the post. That combination makes him such a nightmare matchup for opposing teams. The Celtics made the playoffs as the top seed in the Eastern Conference, and KP was a huge part of that. Unfortunately, he suffered a calf strain in Game 4 of the first round against the Miami Heat, which sidelined him for the rest of the series and the next 2 rounds. It was a tough blow for Boston, but they still managed to reach the NBA Final. And that's when KP made his return. He came back in Game 1 of the Finals against the Dallas Mavericks, his former team. And man, did he make an impact. Coming off the bench, he dropped 20 points, with 18 of those coming in the first half. He gave the Celtics exactly what they needed, showing his ability to score quickly and efficiently. He was on fire, and it was a reminder of just how valuable he is to this team. But things took a tough turn again in Game 2 when KP suffered another injury, this time a torn medial retinaculum in his left leg. It was unrelated to his calf strain, but it kept him out for the next 2 games. Even with that setback, he came back for Game 5, scoring 5 points and helping the Celtics secure their 18th championship. It was an incredible moment for KP, who had battled through injuries but still played a role in bringing the championship back to Boston. Now KP had to undergo surgery to repair that injury, and he's going to miss the start of the 2025 season. But if there's one thing we know about him, it's that he'll come back stronger. Last year proved just how impactful he can be. And once he's healthy again, the Celtics are going to be a dangerous team with him on the floor. And after him, we need to talk about Drew Holiday. Last season, Holiday was on fire. He proved exactly why he's one of the most complete and valuable guards in the NBA. After joining the Boston Celtics, Holiday made an immediate impact and played a massive role in their journey to the 2024 championship. One of the biggest highlights came on April 10th, 2024, when Holiday signed a 4-year extension with the Celtics worth $135 million, with $100 million guaranteed. This deal locked him in until the 2028 season and showed just how much faith the Celtics have in his ability to lead. He wasn't just a solid addition to the roster, he was a key piece of the puzzle for their championship run. During the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers, Holiday really stepped up when it mattered most. In Game 1, he dropped a season-high 28 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, dished out 8 assists, and snagged 3 steals. It was a performance for the ages, and his clutch play helped secure a 133-128 overtime victory for the Celtics. That series was special for Holiday, as he became the first player in NBA history to average at least 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, with 40 to 100 shooting splits in a conference finals series. That's just insane efficiency and shows how well-rounded his game is. Holiday's dominance didn't stop there. In Game 2 of the NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks, he put on another clinic, scoring 26 points and grabbing 11 rebounds in a 105-98 victory. What makes this even crazier is that he became the first guard in NBA history to put up at least 25 points and 10 rebounds while shooting 75% or better from the floor in a finals game. That's just an incredible stat, and it shows how much of a force he was on both ends of the court. The Celtics went on to win the series in 5 games, giving Holiday his second championship ring. What's even more impressive is that with this win, Holiday became the first NBA player to win a title in his first season with 2 different franchises, Boston in 2024 and Milwaukee in 2021. That's a legacy-defining achievement right there, and it just solidifies his reputation as a true winner. Holiday's two-way game is what sets him apart. He's not only a scoring threat, but his defensive prowess is elite. He's constantly making plays on defense, whether it's locking down opposing guards or coming up with crucial steals. His leadership on the floor was evident throughout the entire playoff run, and when you combine that with his offensive production, it's no wonder he was such a huge part of Boston's success. But besides the core four, Derrick White has become so underrated. Last year, Derrick White had one of the best seasons of his career, and it was so much fun to watch. After Marcus Smart was traded to the Grizzlies, White became a full-time starter for the Celtics, and man, did he step up. He averaged 15.2 points, 5.2 assists, and 4.2 rebounds per game. Pretty impressive numbers. White appeared in 73 games, and get this, he started all of them. He shot an impressive 46.1% from the field, but the most exciting part, he shot a career-high 39.6% from three. His shooting was lights out. One of his standout moments came on March 18th, 2024, when he recorded his first ever triple-double. He put up 22 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and dished out 10 assists over the Detroit Pistons. That's the kind of all-around performance that shows just how valuable White was to the Celtics last year. He was doing everything on the court. Now, if we're talking playoffs, White turned things up even more. In Game 4 of the first round against the Miami Heat, White went absolutely off, dropping a playoff career-high 38 points. And it wasn't just any game, it was a crucial 102-88 road victory that really set the tone for the Celtics. White was on fire and couldn't miss, and his performance in that game was a reminder of just how lethal he can be on offense. But the most unforgettable moment, it has to be Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. With the Celtics trailing late, White came through in the clutch and hit the game-winning three-pointer to complete a comeback win. He finished that game with 16 points, but that shot, it sent the Celtics to the NBA Finals. The energy in that moment was unreal, and it just showed how White could be trusted in the biggest moments. And speaking of the NBA Finals, White was instrumental in helping the Celtics take down the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games. That's right, White's stellar play helped Boston secure their 18th championship. Watching him out there, you could tell he was locked in. He wasn't just a role player anymore. He was a key piece of the Celtics championship puzzle. Derrick White's impact last season can't be understated. He was scoring, facilitating, and playing fantastic defense. With his improved shooting and big-time performances in the playoffs, White really made a name for himself as one of the most reliable and versatile guards in the league. It's no wonder the Celtics trusted him with such a big role. Last year was special for White, and honestly, I think he's just getting started. And besides him, we got the vet big man, Al Horford. Horford was a force for the Celtics last season, and his veteran presence was truly invaluable. When KP joined the team, Horford transitioned into a reserve role after being a starter for so long, and that just shows how selfless and team-oriented he is. He didn't complain, didn't hesitate. He knew what the team needed, and he adapted like the true pro he's always been. But when KP went down with an injury in Game 4 of the first round of the playoffs against the Miami Heat, Horford was ready to step up. He took over as the starting center and reminded everyone just how crucial he is to the Celtics. His experience, his leadership, and his skill all came together at the perfect time. The game that stands out most from Horford last season was during the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In Game 5, Horford went off, putting up 22 points, grabbing 15 rebounds, dishing out 5 assists, and even racking up 3 steals. He became the first player in NBA history to have 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus three-pointers, 5-plus assists, and 3-plus blocks in a single game. That's a stat line you don't see every day, and it just shows how versatile and impactful Horford is on both ends of the floor. Then, in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers, Horford had another clutch performance. In Game 3, he knocked down a career-high 7 three-pointers, finishing the game with 23 points and helping the Celtics pull off an incredible victory. His ability to stretch the floor and hit threes was a game-changer all season long, and this game was a perfect example of how his shooting keeps defenses on their toes. What's most impressive about Horford isn't just his stats, though. It's his leadership and the way he brings calmness and confidence to the team. You can see it in the way the younger players look up to him and trust him in big moments. His experience in playoff games, 186 of them to be exact, before finally winning his first NBA championship last season, gave the Celtics that steady presence they needed. Horford's journey to that championship was something special too. After years of grinding, he became the first Dominican player to ever win an NBA championship. And what a moment it was! He started in all 5 games of the finals against the Dallas Mavericks, helping the Celtics bring home their record-setting 18th championship. Horford's leadership, veteran savvy, and ability to deliver in the biggest moments last season were absolutely critical for the Celtics. He's the glue that holds everything together, and even as he ages, he just keeps finding ways to contribute and make an impact. Horford truly embodies what it means to be a leader, and the Celtics couldn't have done it without him. But it's not just the well-known name guys for the Celtics that are so good. Their bench is great too, starting with Pritchard. Payton Pritchard had an incredible season last year, and it's hard not to be excited about it. On October 8th, 2023, he secured a fully guaranteed 4-year contract extension worth $30 million. That's a big vote of confidence from the Celtics, and he totally earned it. Pritchard's playing time skyrocketed. He averaged 22.3 minutes per game, and get this, he was the only player on the roster to play in all 82 regular season games. Talk about durability. His hard work and dedication really paid off. April 12th, 2024 was a night to remember. Pritchard exploded for a career-high 32 points, while also dishing out 11 assists, grabbing 3 rebounds, and snagging a steal in a dominant 131-96 victory over the Charlotte Hornets. He made history, becoming the first Celtics player in the play-by-play era to record 23 points and 9 assists in the first half. That's absolutely insane. But he wasn't done yet. Just 2 days later, in the final game of the regular season against the Washington Wizards, Pritchard dropped another career high, this time 38 points. He added 12 assists and 9 rebounds in a 132-122 win. With those performances, he became the second Celtics player ever to put up at least 20 points and 6 assists in the first half in back-to-back games. Pritchard joined legends like John Havlicek, Larry Bird as the only players in franchise history to record back-to-back 30-point, 10-assist double-doubles. That's elite company. Pritchard's energy, skill, and determination made him a fan favorite, and it's exciting to think about what he'll do next. Sam Hauser had an unforgettable season last year. On March 17, 2024, he lit up the court with a career-high 30 points. That's right, 30 points, all thanks to a career-high 10 three-pointers in a stunning 130-104 victory over the Washington Wizards. You could feel the energy in the arena as he drained shot after shot. It was like watching a sharpshooter in action, and I couldn't believe my eyes. But that wasn't just a fluke performance. Hauser played a crucial role in the Celtics' playoff run. In the 2024 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks, he showed up big time. He knocked down a total of 11 three-pointers throughout the series. His shooting was a game changer, helping the Celtics secure their championship in just 5 games. It's amazing to see a player rise to the occasion like that, and it just shows how valuable he is to the team. Then, on July 21st, 2024, the Celtics rewarded Hauser with a 4-year contract extension worth $45 million. This deal reflects their trust in him and his potential to be a key player moving forward. He's proven that he can deliver when it matters most, and now he's locked in with the team. With his incredible shooting and work ethic, I can't wait to see what Hauser will bring next season. He's become a vital part of the Celtics' success, and I'm excited to watch him continue to shine on the court. Keep an eye on this guy because he's just getting started. And another guy off the bench who can help, Luke Cornett. Cornett had a solid year in the 2023 to 2024 season. He played in 63 games and started in 7 of those, averaging 5.3 points and 4.1 rebounds per game. In just over 15 minutes of playtime, he also contributed with 1.1 assists and 1 block per game. That's a pretty nice stat line for a backup big man. Despite not getting drafted in the 2017 NBA draft, Cornett has made quite a name for himself over his 7-year career. He began his journey with the New York Knicks, signing a 2-way contract and played in 20 games during his rookie season. The following year, they recognized his potential and signed him to a full contract. Since then, he's been on quite the adventure, playing for 5 different teams, including the Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Milwaukee Bucks. Talk about resilience. Cornett's back with the Celtics now, and he's proving why he's such a valuable asset. His size gives them a significant advantage, especially in rebounding and shot block. He's got the height and length that can disrupt opposing offenses, making him a solid defensive presence. Plus, he can stretch the floor with his shooting, which is a huge bonus for the Celtics. As a backup big man, Cornett has shown he can step up when needed. He knows how to play smart and efficient basketball, which is exactly what a team needs from its bench. I can't wait to see how he continues to grow and contribute to their success. He's definitely someone to keep an eye on. The Celtics are set to be even better in 2025 after clinching that championship. Winning it all brings so much momentum and confidence. With their core players like Jayson Tatum and Jayson Brown continuing to develop, fans can expect even more greatness on the court. This championship win isn't just about the title, it's about the experience. These players know what it takes to win and will use that knowledge to push themselves and each other. Their chemistry is already strong, and with each passing game, they'll only get closer. They've proven they can handle pressure, and that's vital for future playoff runs. As they head into the next season, their hunger for more success will drive them. They won't be satisfied with just one championship. I can't wait to see how this team evolves and takes on new challenges. The future is bright for the Celtics, and I'm beyond excited to witness their journey to more greatness. The league better watch out. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'll be pushing out NBA content every day during the season. Thanks for watching.